Hey scrappers, welcome to my video tutorial that I said I was going to do after showcasing my men's mini. What I used in that mini was the Cuttlebug Clockworks die, embossing folder I should say. This is a 5x7, so you can get some good coverage on this. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do the distressing and the layering with the glimmer mist and everything on a tag as opposed to the paper that I use. Hopefully I'll get the same effect. You can't get it the same way, exactly the same way every time, but in any case you can get it pretty close. So what you need to do is start off with a cream colour cardstock. I'm using a shipping tag at this time. Here's one that I've done with the embossing folder. You'll also need Tim Holtz Distress Walnut Stain, vintage photo as well, the Ranger paint dauber. I'm using hazelnut just to tie in with the colours. Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist in the suede. I've nearly run out of that, so I'll probably end up using my antique brass. And then just a final layered look with the mustard seed. Okay, let's get started. Oh, and most important, gloves as well, because it tends to get very messy if you like messy hands and stuff. I don't mind it at the best of times, but sometimes when you're going out, just have paint everywhere. Okay, so I'll just pop on my gloves. Oh, and you'll also need a heat tool as well, just for faster drying. If you've got the time where you can just let it sit there and dry, that's great. But for video purposes, I've got my heat tool. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the layer of the acrylic paint down here. This will give it a base coat for your tag. I think it'll just, excuse me, I'm just trying to squeeze it out. And cover as much of that tag as you can, even on the insides of where the grooves are. If you can get it in there as well, that would be great. It just gives it more depth, I find, with this. Now, you can use different daubers or different acrylic paints as well for this type of project, as well as different embossing folders as well. So this one kind of, it gives you a vintage feel, like vintage grungy. And I love Tim Holtz products, absolutely love them. As a lot of us, well, the majority of us ladies do, so, and gents that are out there. Okay, once I'm happy that I've got the coverage that I want on there, and there it is, it's starting to come out now, I'll let that dry. Generally, it will dry fairly quickly as well. Either that, if you can't wait for it to dry, use your heat tool. Now, see here, I've just squeezed mine out and I've got a heavier application on there. Okay, I just want to let that dry. So once I turn it off, excuse me for a minute guys. Okay, so excuse the noise. I'm just trying this off camera. Okay, just a quick dry. Then what you would need is a sanding block. This is the one that I just happened to pick up. Tim Holtz has a great one that you can use as well. So what I want to do is just peel back some of the layers of that acrylic paint, and the raised parts of it will generally be the ones that'll be exposed, and the flat parts will still have the acrylic paint on there. So what I want to do is give it a sanding, not too harsh, and once again you do have to make sure that that paint is relatively dry as well, otherwise you can tear strips off the actual tag as well. So what I'm trying to do is expose the raised surfaces that are on here, and it does take a fair bit of sanding as well, ladies, to get that. My sander here isn't working too well, so it takes a bit of time, and it takes a bit of elbow grease too. So while you're creating, you could be working out too. Okay, right. So what I'll do is I will come in with my Distress ink, which is the vintage photo. Okay, and then just give it a good rubbing in over your tag or your page, whichever you're going to use the desired effect to. Once you've got as much ink on there as you'd like, let that dry again, and then we'll sand it back for another layer. So this is how mine's going so far. Okay. Alright. Then we'll just keep on sanding back the layers. And you probably, depends on how dark the colour you'd like, you'd probably repeat this process maybe 3 or 4 times, maybe not even that. Yeah, so keep on sanding until you take away those layers. And by the end of it, you will get a good result. Okay. Sorry guys, I just want to... Okay, so now I'm going to come in with my walnut stain and do exactly the same thing. Give it good coverage, and this will give it like the suede look as well, which is, you know, which is great. So that's not a shadow. There you go. So you can see basically the 2 tones there. All right, let's give this puppy a cover over, and good coverage here. Once again, I would let that dry before I added any glimmer mist. So I'm going to quickly dry that with my heat tool. Excuse the noise, guys. Right, that in itself, when you see it up close, has a leathery look to it, which is fantastic. But if you're like me, and I love using my Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist, I will give that another quick sand back, just to expose the background there a bit more. And I know you're probably thinking, you know, you're putting on colour, you're taking it off, but you'll be amazed at the result that you get by doing this, that it gives you. It does look quite nice. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, sand that bit off as well, is I'm going to add my suede, what's left of it. I'll just give it a bit of a spritz and then dry that off. Let's get a bit dab. So it does give it a bit of a glimmer to it and a shine. You probably can't see it on camera. Okay, give it another dry. Then I'm going to go in again with my walnut stain, because I want that to be a bit darker. And then it's amazing, after you put the walnut stain on, you've got your glimmer mist and your walnut stain, it just totally gives it that leather look. So, which is stunning, absolutely stunning. And this is great for men's minis or cards, men's cards and stuff, to use as a background. So don't be afraid to try this, ladies. There are probably a lot of tutorials out there about doing different techniques with this as far as this is concerned, but I just love this one. Okay, and that's my tag there. And then just to finish it off, I'm going to use a bit of mustard seed. And like I said, you can keep on sanding and adding layers until you're happy with the desired effect. And then what I'll do is, and see how it's taken the colour off as well. So what I would do is I would go back in with it, with my walnut stain. Okay, one more layer. Okay, once that dries, you'll see the Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist come through as well. So you could use it, sorry guys, you could use it on your men's mini album, like use it in the pockets. So that's the version there. You can see it's got a leathery look, and then this is the one that I've done on my men's mini album. So it sort of held back a bit on the colour there, and then when I've done it on this colour, this page here, I held back on the colour as well. You can see it going like a yellowy tinge there. That's my mustard seed incorporated in there. So, and you can also see the hazelnut coming through. Like I said, it depends on the depth that you'd like it for the project that you're doing. But I got the desired effect. I created the desired effect. And I was really happy with the way that they turned out. So, okay, I hope you all enjoyed that tutorial. Hopefully it wasn't too fast and me talking a lot. So I hope you enjoy, and why not give it a go. Thank you for watching. Bye.